not in the way, I don't think it is. Good morning. I hope that you're all having a lovely day, or you've had a lovely day if it's the evening when you're watching this. I'm up bright and early. I thought, you know what, no better way on a Saturday morning than to get up, jet wash all the garden, get rid of all of that green algae or whatever you call it. It is all over my garden, and I was like, I'm going to do that tomorrow. This was last night. I was like, yeah, I'll get the jet wash out, I'll get it all ready because I filmed it in my last vlog, you would have seen it. The garden is waking up, and I've only just had the privilege of having, you know, some greenery in the garden, and I absolutely love it. If you're a lover of gardening, then you're going to get it. You're going to be like, I'm with you, Toni, I understand completely. When the garden falls asleep, you feel a little bit sad because everything turns brown, and unless you've got those like evergreen type of colours in your garden, everything turns brown. But then in spring, it all just starts waking up and turning green, and you can see new life in plants. I don't know whether it's just age, I don't know, but I've just fallen in love with watching the garden waking up. And I've gone that much off on a tangent. I forgot what I was going to say, but what I was going to say was, I had all intentions of jet washing the garden, making it look all lovely, maybe going and buying a few new plants for some little empty pots, because some plants just didn't wake up. R.I.P. Bleeding Heart, my mum's favourite plant. Well, no, Mother Nature had different ideas for me today because it's teeming with rain. Well, it's not teeming with rain, slight exaggeration. It's raining, it's very wet, and it's very cold. I think it's about 2 degrees, but it feels like -6 on the weather app. So I'm like, and I can see the wind, and it's quite windy, and I'm like, do I want to go out and jet wash the garden when the weather's like that? Not really. As you are very much aware now, this whole stairs in London has been a nightmare. I've run out of panel and wood. When I said filler is my best friend, it's not. I hate wood filler. I can't bear it because it's on every single panel. I mean, you know, the house is over 100 years old, so the walls are never going to be straight. But it was such a task. But I finally finished the panelling. There's nails hanging out of it. There is wood filler everywhere. But the end goal is in sight. And it just looks so nice when we look up. I'm going to show you. To see all the panelling done, but I mean, look at this. Full of wood filler, because there is nowhere where the wall just... Are we in focus? We're not even in focus. There was no part of the panelling that was easy. There is filler on every single piece, and all I can say is I am so glad that it's done. I just need to caulk the gaps, paint it, touch up, and then I need to dress it, which is just the nicest part. I'm thinking a couple of prints, a little trip to IKEA maybe we could do that today, because I need some frames. Here's my vision. The problem I had with this area was, I don't know whether you can notice it, but I'm going to point it out to you. My walls curl round. Rather than being like squared off like this, my walls curl round. So there was no way that I could just paint that white because the upper part was painted with colour. So I need to put some decorator's tape around this and really perfect this line, because I didn't want the dado to go round because it was pointy. It would protrude a little bit too much. Whereas this side is just lovely because it's all one colour, and this just stressed me out so much. So what I thought was, if I get a flower arrangement and I have it a little bit higher up like this on this windowsill, it's going to hide that line. So that is definitely the first thing I need to do when I'm dressing this. So I need a nice tall vase, probably the height of that lamp, and then have a nice little spray of flowers coming out. So we need to do that. On this wall, I'm going to have 2 black frames with some white borders in, and at the top here I'll do the same and put the 2 black frames here, so it matches the look here. I need to paint this cupboard, paint the door, and then I need to touch up everywhere where I've had to draw on the wall, because there is so much pencil on the walls from doing the panelling. And then I can just make it nice, get a nice runner, for the hallway, make it look nice. And yeah, oh, some new light fittings. Don't let me forget the light fittings. I cannot forget the light fittings because, I mean, look how sad this is. It's just not living its best life. It's full of cobwebs. I mean, I could clean it, but it's not really my style. And don't we just love the popcorn ceiling? Don't hate the popcorn ceiling. I love the popcorn ceiling. I'm not even joking when I say it. Like, I'm quite enjoying the Artex ceiling because it just gives that character to the house. I know not everybody is going to agree with me on that because old Toni would have been like, get rid of it, pull it down, I want it nice and smooth. That Toni is like gone. This is 2.0 Toni, where she embraces all of those flaws and just loves them because it's part of the house. Even all the cracks. I mean, there's cracks everywhere in the ceiling. Do I care? No. I love the cracks in the ceiling because they tell a story. They tell a story of about over 100 years. So we love them. And yeah, that's where I'm up to. But yesterday, something happened. Somebody crashed into my car outside my house and drove away, and then came back about 5 minutes later to check the damage on the car. Didn't want to post a note, didn't want to let me know. Obviously weren't aware that there is CCTV all over the house. Like, I can see everything. But Lee heard it. It was about 11:30 last night. He woke up and he went, someone's just hit one of the cars. He went, I've just heard it. Someone's just hit one of the cars because there's only us here, there's only our cars. And I was like, what? No, when you wake up, it was only 11:30. We've been fast asleep. I was literally half asleep and I was like, what? Someone's hit my car? Because my car, I knew, was parked just outside the gates. And I was like, please. Haven't yet checked the damage. It's what? It's about 7:45. I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit lighter outside and then I'm going to have to go and assess the damage. But I'm like, please don't let it be too bad. Oh, my poor car. You know what? Isn't it devastating to think that? Let me just pop you down there because I hate walking with the camera. It's devastating to think that you can just be in bed and minding your own business and your poor little car can be crashed into and damaged like that. It has got damage on the passenger door and damage on the front wheel arch. Oh, honestly. Let's have a bowl of porridge. That's my answer. Have a bowl of porridge and a banana. I know we've only just had Christmas and not everybody is here for the Christmas chats because we've packed all the decorations away. I'm like, thank God it's done for another year. But look at this. This has to be the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. And I can't really disclose too much about the print, but it's my favourite. It's not in its frame that it's going to be in. I'm looking for a dark walnut, possibly even black type of frame, but look at this. Is that not the most gorgeous picture for Christmas you have ever seen? And believe it or not, this has been a photograph that's been taken by somebody at Sefton Park in Liverpool. This print is very special to me because it tells a little personal story for me, and it's one of them pieces that I will style up every Christmas on a console table or a cabinet and just cherish it because it means so much to me. But how beautiful is that? I can't tell you how much I love this print, but it's come from a very special person and I will treasure it and treasure it. It's so lovely, isn't it? I can't wait to style it up. I mean, it's not, this was the only frame that I had that was 10 by 8 with a border. Ideally, I'd like the border to be white and the frame to be light, or even beige, and the frame to be dark walnut. But I've got some amazing ideas for Christmas 2025 that are all based around this print. So I'm going to leave that there. Every time I walk past it, I smile because it's just so lovely. But it means so much to me, that print. The second that I rip that banana from the bunch, I get a little visitor. And that little visitor is Dolly. Are you waiting for the tail off my banana? Yeah, Mum, get it. Get it for me, please. Is what you're waiting for? Oh, Noah is not really a fan of banana. Is he, doll? He's not. You love banana, don't you? Yeah, Mum, I do. How about you, Noah? Oh, go on then. Breakfast of champions. Ooh. I think it's definitely time for me to... Well, in fact, would I get a few more days out of them? We've got a few droopy ones just here, but I'm not really a lover of roses, and I always say to Lee, don't buy me flowers on Valentine's Day, please. Just don't, because the price is so increased that it's extortionate and there's no need for it. So I always say, don't buy me flowers, like it's a waste of money. Buy me a nice bunch of lilies or a bunch of flowers when it's not Valentine's Day. So he got me tulips this Valentine's Day and I was like, they're so nice. I would never usually buy tulips, and I was like, what vase am I going to put them in? Now, you might recognise that vase from it. Well, you might not recognise the vase actually because the video is no longer there, but that's a Temu vase, and it was orange and brown when I first purchased it last year. And I thought, you know what, I'll put a lick of paint on it, and the hessian that I've tied around it was what was securing the tulips together, because they came from Moonpig, and that was securing the tulips. So I thought, I'll tie it around the vase, and look at it. Doesn't that just look lovely? I put a little lick of paint and I left a little brown top exposed, and I just thought, that looks lovely, that. So now, look at my tripod stand. I'm going to make a little effort each week when I go shopping to buy myself a little bunch of tulips to put there, because I just think they look lovely in that little spot in the kitchen. So never bought tulips before. And then something sad, apart from my car being crashed, of course. I'm just trying to not think about that right now because I've just got too much going on to even think about it. But I've got 3 wax melts left. 3 little wax melts from my stash. That is all I have left, and it's the Hamptons, and that's all I've got. And when they're gone, they're gone. And there is a little bit of me devastated because I've tried quite a few different wax melts. I've tried a few different fragrances of wax melts from different shops, suppliers, and I just can't find, like, I'm not a lover when they're all brightly coloured. I just feel like I just don't really like coloured wax melts. I like them white, and I just can't find any in the fragrances that I love, because the majority of the fragrances that I did create in wax melts I love. And there was quite a few comments on my video that I uploaded, like my first video, and people were saying, will you make wax melts again, Toni? And I've got rid of everything. Everything has gone. Like, I no longer have even a piece of wax or anything to make them. All the clamshells, not clamshells, moulds, everything has gone. And I'm like, what am I going to do? So I'm actually considering buying myself a little wax melt kit to just make a little supply of melt in my favourite fragrances, because I really miss Toni's blend, because it's such a signature fragrance. I'm having problems. Can you tell I'm having problems? Well, I'm having some dentistry work done, and it's just a whole long story. I've got a little gap on the side of my mouth here, and I did have a crown which was about 30 years old, and it snapped in December, and there'd been a root canal through that crown, so I couldn't have anything to replace that missing tooth. And it's I can only have an implant, and I'm terrified of the dentist. Like, I don't mind going for some gum contouring, a scale and polish, whatever is needed, a filling. Like, I've only got 2 fillings, but whatever is needed, I'm like, okay, let's do it. And I have had some cosmetic work done on the front of my mouth way back when, because I lost my front tooth, and I did originally have a large gap in my front teeth. So I have had what is going on with me? I have had some cosmetic work done, God, 30 years ago now, but this is causing me sleepless nights because I don't want to have an implant, but it is my only choice, and it's the only way to get my smile back, because I'm very conscious of it. I mean, not to the point of where, you know, not a vanity thing, I'm just conscious of it because it's a gap in my teeth. But how did I go off on that tangent? I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to buy myself a little wax melt kit for me to just be able to create some wax melts, and I can put them into old clamshells to make them, because I'm having withdrawals from Toni's blend. I know this is probably a little bit oversharing, so if any of my family are watching, you might want to skip ahead, let's say 3 minutes, because you don't want to see my pajamas. But if you are menopausal like me, and you get the night sweats, the hot flushes, you're too hot when you're under the duvet, you're too cold when you're out of the duvet, and you just can't win, and you're sweating, your chest's wet, I have found the most amazing pajamas. They are that amazing. I own them in navy blue, royal blue, black, green. I've got 5 pairs. I've got 5 pairs of these pajamas. They are that good. And they are... Now, don't look at these and go, you're going to be sweating in them, because you don't sweat at all in them. I promise you don't sweat. You feel like you've got nothing on. They're absolutely great. So you get your little shorts and your little cami top, which has got adjustable straps on the back, so you can have it how you want it. It's got a nice little bit of detail on the back. Now, I usually wear a UK size 10. This is just for reference if you're thinking of purchasing these. And I ordered a size large, and they are so comfortable and just breathable, stretchy. I will link them down below because they have been the best pajamas, and I think they're about £18 per set. Different colours were maybe a little bit more expensive, like I think the royal blue was maybe £19.99. They wash beautiful, and yeah, I highly recommend these pajamas. If you have night sweats and you're too hot, get yourself some of these jammies. They're amazing. I've just been out, battled the rain, as you can tell, and got the makings of a nice, I don't know whether it's just in Liverpool that we say a Sunday dinner, but it's a roast dinner. And I noticed in the last vlog I kept saying Sunday dinner. It's a roast dinner. But I've just been out and got the makings of a nice roast dinner for tonight, for when Lee and Lee get in from work. So I've put the chicken in the slow cooker with the gravy. I've got the sprouts and the tender stem broccoli. They're ready to go. I just need to peel some potatoes and relax. I got rid of the little droopy tulips that were here. I've got the chicken in the slow cooker. How brave am I? Imagine if he comes. I'm being brave, Peg. I'm going to try and feed the robin. Oh, there he is. Oh my word. Don't get involved. Go on in. You'll have to move our peg. I mean, I've come a long way to even have mealworm in my hand. Is he still here? I can't see him. I think he's thought I've gone. Oh, I'm going to leave them there for him in the hope that he gets them, because when Lee's feeding them, the dogs are not. Here he is. Oh, I wish I would have stayed now. Oh. Oh. I wish I would have stayed and just been brave, but I thought Peg might have spooked them. The minute I went out to let our Peg do her business, they came into the little tree there and then onto the little table and chairs as if to say, feed us. What scares him? Must have heard something. Oh, he's full. Oh, I know you are, he's back. I will get brave because I always think of my mum and dad when I see the robins, and because I've got two that live together in the garden, I feel like it's definitely a little sign that it's my mum and dad. So I'm going to keep thinking that and maybe just get a little tiny bit brave and be like, come on then, have my little moment with the robins. It's just so lovely to think that I could potentially be brave enough to do it. I think our Peg sends me fear. I was going to say she has left me now, she hasn't, she's still here. And she's saying, never mind the robins, Mum, you've just missed my birthday. Yeah, I did, didn't I?